Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Hi, folks. Welcome back. And those of you that are new, welcome. Well, here we go. Nobody wants to see the sausage being made, but this is kind of what it is. I remember when I was a councilman in the early 2000s in upstate New York, people only saw the final vote and short debate on legislation. They didn't see the discussion, a.k.a. the sausage being made. Nobody wants to see that. They just want to enjoy the sausage. But Trump breaks silence on McCarthy and House Speaker drama. Now, let me show you what his true social post was. This is Donald Trump. His official endorsement of McCarthy. Some really good conversations took place last night. It's now time for all of our great Republican House members to vote for Kevin. Close the deal. Take the victory and watch crazy Nancy Pelosi fly back home to a very broken California. The only speaker in U.S. history to have lost the House twice. Yeah, that's actually true. She'll be on the new Trivial Pursuit card. They still make that game? Republicans do not turn a great triumph into a giant and embarrassing defeat. It's time to celebrate. You deserve it. Kevin McCarthy will do a good job. Maybe even a great job. Just watch. Now, am I disappointed that President Trump endorsed McCarthy? Yeah. I am still a Trump supporter. Even though lately he seemed to lose some of his vigor, and not because of his age. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's just too early in the presidential cycle to really get him juiced up. But he's between a rock and a hard place. President Trump, it's like when you have a couple that are really good friends of yours, and they have this huge disagreement, may even divorce, and they're asking you to pick sides. And no matter what you do, you're screwed. If you don't pick sides at all, they're both mad at you. If you pick one side, then the other side is mad at you. Then when they get back together again, they're both mad at you again. See, it's exactly what this is. Is it a little embarrassing? Is it fodder for the progressive mainstream media? Yeah. Is it embarrassing to a certain extent? Yeah, kind of. They say, well, John, you know, the Democrats, they're right together. They're just one group because they're cult members. Cult members don't deviate from the cult. I can understand why President Trump did it. But here's the thing. Well, let's go into the article first, then I'll tell you what I think. Here's the official vote on the fifth tally. Now, originally it was 19 Republicans either voted president or for somebody else. Now it's up to 21. It's creeping up. Yeah, granted, it's only two more than originally. I get it. I'm not a big, what I call a big wave. But they're standing around going, yeah, Jeffries has beaten McCarthy in 5 votes in a row and blah, blah, blah. It's just, it's just fodder for news articles and television articles and social media. But here's the actual breakdown of the last vote. Vote number 5. Vote number 6, we're going to have to see. 218 are needed to win. So let's read on. Former President Trump broke his silence in the ongoing election for Speaker of the House Wednesday morning by endorsing Kevin McCarthy. Some really good conversations back and forth. Vote for Kevin. It's time to celebrate. McCarthy will do a good job, even a great job. Well, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a huge McCarthy fan. If you remember, he was supposed to be Speaker of the House, but he got pushed out for Paul Ryan, who was a total disaster. Anti-Trump. I mean, it was amazing to me. The House voted to elect a Speaker 3 times Tuesday after McCarthy repeatedly failed. This was written before today. Though McCarthy has Trump's support, he is opposed by 20 or so GOP lawmakers. Here's the thing I was going to mention earlier in the episode here. I have 100% empathy for the 20 GOP lawmakers that are voting against McCarthy or not for him. All of what they're saying is absolutely true. They see Kevin McCarthy as the uniparty, old school Republicans, go along to get along, care about more what the New York Times thinks their own constituents. But in all fairness, Kevin McCarthy traveled the country, worked his ass off, and raised a crap load of money to some of these GOP lawmakers when they barely won some of their seats. Does that mean they have to vote for him? No. But that's the problem. They can't continue. They're right. The government cannot continue like it's been for the last 10, 20, 30 years or longer. Something has to change, or this whole republic will just crumble. And they see this as their stand. A stand to save the republic. I understand. I don't disagree with a word they're saying. It probably didn't help them. McCarthy, I guess, when they got the original vote, basically told them and his people said, if you don't vote for Kevin, we're going to take away your chairmanships and some of the hearings and some of the committees. You're not going to be chair. And they basically threatened him. That probably wasn't a good idea. Put him on the defensive. Maybe they should have had Trump do the negotiations, but that's neither here nor there. So now they're on the defensive. They feel like they've been threatened. And, of course, if somebody gets threatened, they lash out. Make certain assurances about rule changes that would decentralize power in the House. In other words, if McCarthy ends up being like all the rest of the Republican speakers, a.k.a. Paul Ryan, we want to get rid of him pretty easily. Whereas before, only leadership, according to Pelosi rules, only leadership could remove a speaker. You know, it's been said in the past, somebody, especially high office like the Speaker, President of the United States, Governor, you should pick someone that doesn't want the job. That usually means they'll do a good job. I think Jim Jordan, of course, would be a much better speaker. Tons better. He has a lot more fire. He's a lot more honest. Yeah, is he perfect? No. You want one perfect person? See the good father over the church. He'll explain to you one perfect person that we know of so far in human existence. But Jim Jordan doesn't want the job. He wants to be head of the Judiciary Committee. And that's where that's where all the unrefrigerated fish are going to be exposed. Democrats are united in support because they're cult members. Don't you remember 2018 and AOC said our number one duty for this new breed of the squad is to make sure Hakeem Jeffries is removed. Well, here he is for speaker, and they all lock and step because the Democrats are a cult. Republicans are not a cult. So the fact of the matter is, President Trump probably was getting barraged with phone calls, and he didn't know what else to do. Here's the thing. No matter what President Trump does, he's going to get criticized. If he stayed out of it completely, the Democrats and the mainstream media would say, hey, you know what? He can't even lead his own party. He's supposed to be the ipso facto leader of the Republican Party. He can't even lead the Republican Party. How is he going to lead a nation? And if he sides with the 20 Republicans that are trying to stop McCarthy from being speaker, he's going to be seen as the obstructionist, which he's been his whole life. And if he sides with McCarthy like he did, he's going to get criticized for going along with the status quo that he was fighting against, a.k.a. the swamp. So whatever the hell you do, you're screwed. Even doing nothing, you're screwed. Did he make the best decision out of all the crappy decisions? I'm not so sure. I don't know. It's just frustrating. It's just a way of people. And this is how the sausage is made. And eventually it'll work itself out one way or another. And they'll move on to do the real business of the House of Representatives. To have these committees. And by the way, the committees they're going to have will be much different. The January Select Committee, January 6th Committee, the two fake Republicans on there, these committees are going to be able to have real Democrats asking too. It's going to be a lot fairer. Let's just hope and pray that McCarthy goes back to the uniparty like he's always done in the past. Oh gosh. I really don't know what to think. But I know it'll work itself out one way or another. Just like couples arguing, eventually they'll come together and make it work. So, 2023 starting off with a real bang. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.